Life in a Nutshell, Entry 5. There are advantages to living in town. I can walk to the pizza place, or the Indian restaurant, or the bookstore for a cappuccino. The grocery store is only a few blocks away. Most times I merely return with a few bits and bobs and continue on with my day. Occasionally, though, I underestimate the weight of certain items, and my arms are a little sore by the time I enter the front door. I require a cup of tea to recover. Then there are times when I grossly underestimate the weight and have to huff and puff all the way home, whereupon I pour myself a stiff drink and watch an old James Bond film. When my youngest son graduated from boy to young man, albeit a 6'2" hulking brick shithouse of a young man, he needed a larger bed. But rather than pay for delivery of a new mattress, I had him assist me in walking it 5 blocks during the busiest time of the day. People honked. He wasn't impressed. Then there was the incident with the Christmas tree. There came a point when my wife was no longer interested in sweeping needles that were spread all over the house by the cats, or getting on her knees to water the damn things, or figuring out how to best dispose of them every January. But the real reason we finally opted for a fake tree was because of the time I attempted to heave a real one home, only to be laughed at by the local constabulary. Like always, I approached the challenge with a sense of childlike optimism. And for the first few minutes I made decent progress. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, I thought as I crossed the grocery store parking lot with my arms wrapped around it. Not a problem. But soon my arms started to ache and my fingers went numb. And that's when I had the brilliant idea to hook the string that was tied around the tree to my belt. I was redistributing the weight. Well done, I thought. Gosh, I'm brilliant. About halfway, I was desperate for a break, and was hoping to lean the tree against a building after unhooking the string from my belt. But there was a problem. I couldn't seem to unhook it. I was stuck to the tree. I thrust my hips from side to side and jumped up and down, but no luck. Suddenly I didn't feel so brilliant. It was a quiet night and there were no vehicles approaching, so I began to tussle with my adversary rather violently in hopes of untangling the string. I shook and shook. I may have said a nasty word, but to no avail. And that's when I saw flashing red and blue lights reflected in the windows. "How are you this evening?" asked the man in uniform. Pretty good," I answered, turning around to face him through the branches of the tree. "Lovely evening." "Need any help there?" No," I said. I'm doing all right." "You sure?" he asked as he waved his flashlight towards me. "Sure, I'm sure." You wouldn't care for a police escort, would you? Want to make sure you make it home safely." Then he started to laugh, really laugh. It was a full-on belly laugh. I thought he might hurt himself. "No thanks," I said. I wish I could have seen the humor of the situation at that moment, but I was too embarrassed. Instead, I heaved the tree up and headed down the alleyway. Paula cut the string when I got home. She also laughed. Since then, I never complain when I'm asked to haul the fake tree up the stairs from the basement. So that was entry 5 from my little book, Life in a Nutshell. If you enjoyed that story and want to read that story, and want to read other stories, you can order my book, Life in a Nutshell, on Amazon. If you're not an Amazon shopper, you can get a hold of me and we can figure something out. Thanks for watching.